Welcome! In this lesson we are going to learn how to create formulas. If you look up here, this is the formula bar where you can add different formulas. Every formula starts with an equal sign, and you type equals, and then you can just put in a math equation like 45 plus 7. Hit enter and it gives you the answer, equals 45. If you're going to do multiplication, use the asterisk, times 3 equals 45 divided by 6. And it gives you the answer. You can also, if you already have numbers in a cell, use something called a cell reference, like A5, B5. So here is A, and then I would go down to 5, and where they intersect is a cell. These are columns up here. These are rows. So if I wanted to do a formula equals cell B3, I just click on B3. Do whatever symbol I want, like plus. Click on the other cell I want to add, B2 plus B3. And it gives me an answer. If you want to save yourself some time, you can add up a row by just clicking on the auto sum button instead of entering in the formula. This is the sum button over here. So you start by clicking in the cell, click the sum button, it dances around the cells that it thinks you want to add, and if that's correct, you hit enter. If you had other numbers over here, and you didn't want to keep entering in that formula, all you have to do is hover over the bottom right hand corner. Your cursor will turn from a white cross into a black cross, and this is called the fill handle. And if you drag all the way to the right, it will add the formula for you. And if you look, it changes, B2 colon B4. Excel was so smart, it knew that you didn't want to add these numbers over here anymore. You wanted it to change. And as you scroll across, that's called a relative cell reference, and it will change when copied. You can also copy information like Monday, Tuesday. Select those two, grab the fill handle and drag, and it will complete the series for you. It can do that for numbers too, like 1, 2, 3. And if you don't want to keep typing in the series, you just grab the fill handle and drag to the right, and it will finish the series. In this lesson, you're going to go through and practice this method. So this one's going to have you do a formula where you start with the equal sign and you do the numbers. Then this one's going to have you use the sum function. So you click here, go to your sum button, hit enter. To save time, you grab your fill handle and you drag over. This one's going to have you answer some questions, like what symbol to use to add cells, subtract, divide, multiply. There's some terminology that we need to be aware of, and if you look down below, you'll see that I've just taught you formulas, but there's also something called functions. Functions are already created by Excel, so you can just go up to the function button here and insert whatever function you want. Like, do you want to add all of the cells? Do you want to average them? Do you want it to count how many numbers are in the cells? Shows you an example of what all the symbols mean right here. And down here, if you want to do A10 through E20, use a colon. If you just want to do A10 and A20, use a comma. There are certain symbols that mean things. The fill handle we just discussed, you grab the bottom right hand corner of a cell, turns into a black cross, you drag to the right, and it will fill all of the other cells by copying the formula. If you see hashtags like this or the number sign, means there's not enough room for all the numbers. All you have to do is hover over in between the two column headings, and you can double click and it will expand that column so that there's room. When you are doing a page like this, if you do the auto sum and hit enter, you can use your fill handle to fill it all the way across. But when you go to do the average, what you want to look out for is Excel thinks you want to average in that total, and you don't. So you just take your white cross and drag over the cells that you want and then hit enter. You would continue doing that for all of the other items. So we've learned in this lesson the fill handle is the black square. It copies formulas. The number signs mean that you don't have enough room and you just need to expand those columns. And every formula starts with an equal sign.